Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a peaceful and positive start to day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that today. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. Whoa, today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. The full moon was at 3:33 this rising. We're going to start out. I'm not going to do very much talking today. My throat is still very sore. It started yesterday, and when I woke up, my ears are really stopped up, and I'm just like really sore and congested this morning. So we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up in honor. James 4:10. That's too many for us to keep. 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sin. You should, 1 Peter 3:4. It hasn't been that long since we saw that. You should clothe yourself instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God. So, remembering that beauty comes from within. Love covers a multitude of sins. And humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up in honor. 1 Peter 3:4, 1 Peter 4:8, and James 4:10. All right, let's get a morning mantra. So worry more about the inside than the outside. So many people get focused on external appearances. But I've said it for a long time now. If you focus on the inside, if you heal the inside, it will reflect and show on the outside. Grand Rising, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a peaceful, positive start to your day today. We've been seeing a lot from 1 Peter here lately. We may do, once my throat starts feeling a little bit better, we may do like a read from that like we did with Matthew. I refuse to deprive myself of the tiny, splurgy pleasures that spark my daily joy. I'm a lot more fun when I'm not a hollow, gray-eyed husk of resentment. So don't forget to get yourself those little treats. Love on yourself a little bit, whatever that is for you. In this card, it's showing the picture of a coffee, a latte, but whatever that is for you. The other day for me, it was stopping at a random yard sale. I don't remember where I was going, but there was just this random yard sale on the side of the road. And so I stopped and ended up getting me a really cute plant shelf for $5. So anyways, love yourself a little bit with those splurgy pleasures. All right, let's get a grief affirmation. You should clothe yourselves inside with the beauty that comes from within. Though my grief is painful, it is a natural, necessary, and healthy response to my wounds. I can learn to work with these feelings so that they can eventually guide me to a place of healing and safety. Allowing yourself to go through the process. Allowing yourself to acknowledge and feel whatever it is that you need to acknowledge and feel, but at the same time, not holding on to those emotions. Working on letting them go. Like releasing them so that they're not pent up anymore. All right, let's get a mini affirmation. Happiness is a choice. I base my happiness on my accomplishments and blessings. What do we say all the time? Happiness is a conscious choice, not an automatic response. List out recent accomplishments and blessings to remind yourself of the happiness within. So remind yourself of all the little things that you have to be grateful for, all the little blessings that you experience every day. Just the fact that we woke up this morning. Ooh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I totally did. Excuse me. Yeah, it's happening. I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. I don't know if something's blooming with the weather being so nice and sunny. And I don't know what it is, but something's happening. I was so hoping that I would feel better when I woke up this morning. I drank a lot of tea yesterday. I just kind of tried to take it easy. I didn't spend too much time outside. Anyways, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to let it run its course. Just like with, different phases of our lives. These are the days of our lives. What are we doing? We're trying to get a positive start to the day. We're doing some affirmations. Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday. All right, this is our chakra wisdom affirmation. Freedom of choice. Third chakra, solar plexus. I have the freedom to choose, so I choose wisely because my decisions have a great impact on how I see myself and how I feel about myself. I own, accept, and express my feelings unreservedly and do not try to escape them with my own mind games. What did we talk about with the grief affirmation? Feeling it, not holding on to it, but allowing yourself to feel it and release it. I have free will to choose how I respond to any situation. I choose to respond with wisdom, clarity, and understanding. Whether that be it with yourself or with other people in a specific situation, a specific environment. Happiness, conscious choice, not an automatic response. Sometimes we really have to push through certain feelings, opinions, issues to really, to make the most of the day. It's not always easy, but at the same time, it's learning what works for you to pull you out of that so that you don't get consumed by the emotions. Whatever that is, anger, jealousy, just plain old bitterness towards a certain situation or a certain person. Even yourself, we talk about it a lot. Self-forgiveness is important, but also very difficult. You should clothe yourselves instead with the beauty that comes from within. The forgiveness, the grace, the empathy, the understanding, the trust, the love. All right. Relationship, companionship, divine timing. I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. Now, keep in mind that could be a union that doesn't necessarily mean with another person. That could be just a commitment of some kind. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Companionship. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. So, learning how to have a strong relationship with self, not always having to be around other people, being able to enjoy the stillness. For so many of us, we don't experience that enough to be comfortable with it. You really have to put effort towards it sometimes. Divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. Going with the flow, that Dory energy, 11:44 on the timer. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Going with the flow instead of fighting against the current. Let's get an Angel of Abundance Oracle. Then we'll get a couple angel numbers. Successful funding. Ask for your needs to be met. Clearing debt. Those are, oh, and there was another one there. Raise or promotion. Those are all repeats from last week. Except the successful funding. I don't think we actually saw that one. Sever vows of poverty on the bottom of the deck. Wow. Abundance mindset. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. Those are all repeats from last week, except for the successful funding. So 3 out of 4. So continuing on that same path, waiting on divine timing as far as the right people to ask, the right companionship, the whole teamwork makes the dream work energy. Like, don't be afraid to talk to people about your ideas. I struggle with that. I've had so many times in my life where people have sabotaged things for me that I still struggle talking with people about it. But nonetheless, as far as on a group perspective, taking time to decide who you want to work with, using your discernment, praying about it, who's meant to be in your circle and who's not. For some of us, it's just meant to be us and the universe, our angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. Sometimes we're not meant to have necessarily a permanent group. You know what I mean? That's just part of it. Not all of us are meant to. Sometimes you can accomplish more on your own than you can accomplish as a group. That saying, maybe good things aren't happening to you because you're something good that's happening for somebody else. Some of us are meant to bounce around and, just carry light and love everywhere we go and share it with the multitudes, not just one certain group of people. Dang, there's an old show that was about that. Something about angels. Oh, I used to watch it with my grandmother. 44, Take a Risk. I just saw it too. It's an older black lady and then like a redheaded. I want to say she was British or English or something. Why am I still shuffling? 44, 42 on the bottom of the deck. 63, 63 on the top of the deck. Man, I wish I could remember the name of that show. It's like, okay, they were angels. And they worked in other people's... Man, shoot. That's going to bug the crap out of me. Okay, anyways. I guess you could kind of see it as like Quantum Leap as well. That used to be a show too, like where he would beam into certain situations and he was actually an angel. So he would like beam into somebody else's body and he would like help fix this situation. Yeah, it was kind of like that in Quantum Leap as well. Touched by an angel. That is it. That's it. Oh, good morning, Jennifer. Yes, that's it. Touched by an angel. Thank you, Jesus. That would have drove me nuts. Yeah. That's what some of us are supposed to do. That's how it works sometimes. All right, 44, take a risk. Courage, initiative, creativity, planning, realism, and boldness. Now is a good time to take action on tasks that require initiative, creativity, and risk-taking. Get organized and make plans with realistic expectations of success, rather than waiting for things to change on their own. What specific risks can I take right now that align with my goals and creativity? Identify one area where you can take a calculated risk and make a concrete plan to move forward with confidence and realistic expectations. That risk could be on another person. That risk could be on an idea. That risk could even be, with yourself. Making a change that, maybe you've really been pondering on for a long time. That change could be financial. It could be spiritual. It could be physical, Take a risk on yourself. Love yourself enough to take a risk on yourself, even if you're not willing, even if you're not willing to take a risk and, put it all in with somebody else, at least take a risk on yourself. 44, 42, signs. Messages, guidance, intuition, awareness, signs, and abundance. Stay alert for signs and messages around you. By tuning into divine energies, you will be guided toward manifesting abundance and prosperity. What signs or messages have I been receiving lately? How can I stay more attuned to divine guidance in my daily life? Keep a journal to note any reoccurring signs or messages you encounter. Trust your intuition and let it guide your decisions, knowing that divine energies are supporting you. I saw something about that already today. I'm trying to remember what it was. All right, 6363. Keep the faith. Hope, resilience, trust, optimism, faith, and endurance. No matter how tough things get, remember that hope always exists. Your angels are guiding you through these challenges, reminding you that brighter days are ahead. What challenge in my life requires more faith and trust right now? How can I nurture hope in difficult times? Write down 3 things that you are grateful for today, even in the midst of challenges, to help you restore your faith and optimism. I mean, that's really going back all the way to the beginning with the mantra. I refuse to deprive myself of the tiny, splurgy pleasures that spark my daily joy. You know, those little things that, especially on a difficult day, can make it so much easier. Don't forget to love on yourself a little bit extra, to build resilience, to keep the endurance and the faith alive. You know, we don't always have other people around to do that. So even though, you know, especially for a lot of us, if you've been on this journey by yourself for a long time, you know, you have to really learn different ways to love on yourself a little bit better. And in turn, a lot of times that gives us the confidence, the strength, and the endurance that we need to really put ourselves out there. Freedom of choice, going back to the solar plexus affirmation. I have the freedom to choose, so I choose wisely because my decisions have a great impact on how I see myself and how I feel about myself. Engagement. Okay, I'm just putting this out there because I mean it's out here. You got engagement, you got relationship, you got companionship, and you got divine timing. So I'm just saying, happiness is a choice. So, you know, if you see it, you see it. Today, I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. So the way it's describing it is just engagement with the world, putting yourself out there, taking a risk, you know, keeping the faith, putting yourself out there, but, you know, like not too much, you know, smell some flowers, pet some dogs, you know, take a walk, but, you know, don't go out there like splurging with a bunch of money or something, you know. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there. 24:39 on the timer. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, you could possibly change their life. and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.